This is Wretched Radio with Todd Friel.
This is your Ben Sass update. This is Wretched Radio. If you recall, a couple of weeks ago when New York State decided, let's kill babies even after they've been born. Not just before, but during and even after. Lovely. That's just a really civilized thing to do. Ben Sass, he's a senator from Nebraska. And by the way, you'll be interested in this. This senator from Nebraska, he's written a couple of books. They get pretty good reviews, and just about everybody at least who's conservative, thinks that they're really nifty. Well, he is a professing believer, and we were talking about him a couple of weeks ago, and somebody sent me an email that said, you should know some stuff about Ben Sass. And I'm looking for the email, but from my recollection, he was working within the White Horse Inn. So, possibly a Presbyterian, I don't know, but certainly conservative. I was really encouraged to hear that. He stood on the Senate floor. We listened to much of his speech, saying this is a no-brainer. Everybody, we just have to voice past this. We are not going to allow late-term abortions. Well, guess what? Pro-abortion Senator Patty Murray blocked a vote from Ben Sass that would stop infanticide. Democrats in the House blocked a request by Republicans to vote on a bill that would stop infanticide a total of 5 times. They're up to 6 times now, the Democrats. Look, we're not a political show. I'm just telling you, any group of people that endorses this, it's infanticide. It's genocide, but it's even worse. These are the most innocent, vulnerable people there are. And we're killing them. And the Democrats have said, we're okay with that. 6 times. And so now, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell scheduled a Senate vote on the Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection. Oh, man. How can we just not see that this is absolutely heinous? Absolutely staggering. This is the depravity of man. Pedal to the metal. The Republicans want to push the vote so that Democrats actually have to vote on it and be on record. Good. Let's hear what you're up to. Let's know where you stand on this issue. Because this issue needs to be exposed. From LifeSite News, Democrats block bill to vote infanticide for 6th time. The Born Alive Survivors Protection Act would supplement the Born Alive Infants Protection Act by specifically requiring abortionists to get such babies to hospitals. I thought that's what they do. I thought that was kind of the regimen. You've got a human that's sick or struggling, you get them to the hospital. Absolutely shocking. In the meantime, in abortion news, Bernie Sanders is running. He's also on record. I say run, Bernie, run. You go, Bernie.
I'm still pulling for Hillary to try it again.
Well, Hillary is at it, too, by the way. She just actually texted something that's instructive. Another canard from the liberals. Hillary Clinton defends late-term abortion. Here's what she tweeted. She said that there's only about 1% of abortions happen later in pregnancy. So for those 12,000 babies, no big. It's a negligible number. Why do we even care about this? It's so small. Stating it's almost always because a woman's health or life is at risk, or the pregnancy is no longer viable. That's interesting. One of her favorite organizations, Planned Parenthood, they have a research arm called the Guttmacher Institute, cited a study from 2013 that found most women seeking later terminations are not doing so for reasons of fetal anomaly or life endangerment. That isn't from a pro-life organization. Interestingly, providentially, was reading an article by an OBGYN who has delivered 5,000 babies. 5,000. Doctor, also happens to be a Kansas representative, Roger W. Marshall, wrote an op-ed for Fox. There aren't any reasons why a late-term abortion is necessary to protect a woman's health. Quote, to this day, I can't think of a single scenario where I thought a late-term abortion would help to improve a woman's mental health. Obstetrician, obviously. Western Kansas for the last 25 years. Served as an OBGYN at the state mental hospital and prison. It's certainly qualified. Contradicting Hillary Clinton and the liberal canard. By the way, this is a fellow that was working at the state mental health hospital and prison. I'm reminded of a story. I'll keep the fellow's name out of it. I received an email from a fellow who's an attorney. Good guy, good brother. And somehow in the course of our chit-chat, we were talking about James McDonald. But in the course of it, he was explaining that he was, as I understand it, was looking to, you have to interview to become a judge. And so they send you apparently a questionnaire. And the question, I think it was number 18, I'm paraphrasing, it asked, do you belong to any organizations that use any sort of sexual discrimination in any way? And so in full disclosure, he said, I belong to a Christian church. The Christian doctrine teaches that intimacy, one man, one woman. And we don't discriminate against people individually. We discriminate against everybody generally. In order to become a member, it's not about being homosexual, heterosexual, transgender, whatever it is. It's about conforming to the Word of God. All of us have to conform to it. All of us. So, answer, no, we're not discriminatory. He goes into the Q&A where they drill him to ask him questions. And he said it was almost entirely about that question, his Christian beliefs, his attitude about the Bible, separation of church and state. And they ultimately concluded, despite clearly he meets the standard of approval based on temperament, based on skills, based on education, based on experience, the scientific measurable stuff, passes all of that. They gave him a thumbs down, not approved. Now, can we say, definitely, it was about his Christian faith? No, I don't think we can. But some cases it seems a little bit more clear than others. And his response to me when I shook my head in an email back to him was, I said, I think the window's closing. And his response was, I think it's shut. This is going on. This is happening. This is reality for a lot of people. Christian, it might well be that we're at the next step. I mean, history progresses, issues move forward. I think for years past, we've been like, it sure seems like it's possible that persecution of Christians, if you ask me, it's happening. Not wholesale, not across the board, not in every county, but it seems that it's actually happening already. Bernie Sanders, he's consistently stood by the Democrats' radical pro-abortion agenda, rejected even moderate abortion regulations such as late-term abortion. Vote, Bernie. Vote. He's already voted against a bill to ban late-term abortions. It could have saved thousands of babies. The Pain-Capable Unborn Child Protection Act. Because after 20 weeks, not that this makes a person a human, God makes them human, because that's what they are. But after 20 weeks, they can feel a lot of pain. Hey, let's have a Pain-Capable Unborn Child Protection Act. Bernie said, no, not going to do it. Brett Baer asked Bernie Sanders, can you imagine a single circumstance at any point in a pregnancy in which you would be okay with abortion being legal? That is a great question. Bernie Sanders' response, it's not a question of me being okay. I happen to believe that it's wrong for the government to be telling a woman what to do with her own body. You mean, unlike all of the other legislation that you have passed telling women and men what to do with their bodies? Really? I can't use my hands to strangle somebody. I would not say, get your laws off my body. So tired of these tropes. Quote, I think I believe and I understand there are honest people. I mean, I have a lot of friends, some supporters, some disagree. They hold a different point of view, and I respect that, but that is my view. Well, then. Now we know, Bernie. Now we know, Hillary, where you stand on the issue. The life issue, it's right now, it's absolutely raging. And it doesn't look like, in the Daily Wire writing an article about Justices Roberts and Kavanaugh, they don't look like they're the strict constitutionalists we were promised they were, and we put an awful lot of hope into the basket of the Supreme Court. What can we do? Yeah, keep trying in that realm, but we can directly save lives. Get involved in the life issue. In your church, support preborn.org. That's not a bad idea. $28 for an ultrasound saves a baby's life. They need help in New York City where the war is raging. Opened up a life clinic. You could use support preborn.org/wretched if you really, really want to save a life. This is Wretched Radio.